portion. We talked about the recent FOIA lawsuit that was filed against the district. That is public knowledge. We did not call that out, by the way, when we opened executive session. But it appears that I have about 5 quick questions to you, Dr. Witherspoon. It appears that 2 firms have been retained for this case. Part 1 is this was done without the input from the board, and since the board is a co-defendant, why is it that the board was not consulted before the retention or the retaining of those firms?
Mr. Chair, members of the board, Ms. King, to your question, for many, many years, as you're aware, the board approves a list of attorneys annually that's brought to the board through the procurement process. Then from there, what happens as cases go in, general counsel will look at those cases. Sometimes they're referred, depending on what the cases are, they're referred to the trust. Sometimes they're not. Again, that depends on the case. But from there, through general counsel's work and certainly in consultation with the superintendent, those cases may be assigned. And that's been the process.
Okay, I was aware of that process for cases where the board is actually not a co-defendant, for regular cases of injuries of students or staff, but when the board is a co-defendant and a choice and the retaining of firms is done without the board input, I think that's an issue.
Well, we've had that happen before, Ms. King.
And it's been an issue. So it continues to be an issue. So my second question
Commissioner
is...
King, if you're asking
I'm sorry. My second question is...
You're out of order.
Why
You're
are...
out of order. If you want a response from the superintendent, allow him to respond.
I did.
Now, you've been uncivil a little bit tonight,
so why
especially with
with
some of your remarks.
Mr.
Yeah,
Bishop.
Mrs. King, allow someone to respond to you if you ask the question.
I heard the response, and I'm jumping to the second question.
That's all I'm asking for you to do.
My second question is, for part 2, is why those 2 firms? How did those 2 firms get picked?
Ms. King, again, there's a list that's provided that the board votes on, and those cases, depending on the case, they're referred to school board's trust or general counsel. Certainly, superintendent looks at the case. If that's not the case, and they are assigned, that's been something that has been done regularly, given expertise or experience of a particular firm. And that's something that has been done for years.
So in this case, on what basis were they retained?
Based on the process, Ms. King, that I just outlined.
Oh, because I remember the process from what I had heard Ms. Williams say before, that it was on a rotation basis. So was that part of the rotation?
I just gave the process.
Okay.
Right.
Dr. Witherspoon, members of the board, it appears that one of those firms has a conflict. Since one of those firms were party/witness to the alleged improprieties. So I want, this is what the board needs to have input on. And so
Yes.
that's listed in the lawsuit. And then my final 2 questions is, do we know how much this is going to cost? And where does the money come from? Is this covered by the trust?
I would say, first of all, Ms. King, the statement that you made about a firm being named in there, I think that's getting a little slanderous to the firm.
In what way?
In terms of being party to the suit, going into executive session is a board function.
What? I'm sorry. Can you restate that, please? I didn't really.
You made the comment about a particular law firm being party to the suit or party to something that's
Is a witness. Yeah, as a
wrongdoing.
witness is
But
party.
going
Ms.
into
King.
executive session is a function of the board, not of a law firm.
What? Okay, I'm sorry.
All right.
So the questions I asked about the funding and the cost and where the money comes from, can you please
Well, we
answer?
do have legal services that's built into the budget that the board approves annually.
But is this covered by the insurance trust? Will this be covered by the insurance trust or the general funds?
Attorney Williams.
This item is not covered by the insurance trust, so it's being handled by the district.
So do we have any idea of how much this is going to cost?
We don't. At
So,
this point, we do not.
and will we have some idea, given that this is money that should go into the classroom?
Well, we can't, it's not our decision to take money from other places into here as lawsuits are filed, and anybody can do that.
All right. Any other questions? Commissioner Harris.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.